Hello, my name is Mario Kaywood. For my presentation today, I would like to talk about news credibility and the topic of police brutality. All right, today it is important for news outlets to provide factual information and not fake news, which is to steer however the news outlet would like to tell their truth. Providing non-credible information is not only dishonest, but most people believe the news to be completely true, and which is not always the case. Next slide. My first example I'd like to point out is NBC. They gain credibility through the writers. For this piece, this is by Jonathan Shoup. He's a senior staff writer for NBC, specializing in criminal justice and urban issues. Shoup worked for NBC for over a decade and has won a Pulitzer Prize in 2005. Shoup wrote a piece titled "More Exonerations Were Driven by Police and Prosecutor Misconduct." Shoup talked about how 84 people were previously incarcerated. In 2017, it ended up being released due to factors such as police tampering and prosecutor misconduct, and also mistaken identities and false confessions and false accusations. The author uses credible sources such as the National Registry of Exonerations, and they use that source to provide real statistics of how many people were released in that certain amount of time. The author also uses facts and steers away from using biased tones. NBC also has credibility, like I said in the first slide, with the writers. In this case, I want to talk about Alicia Fieldstock. Ms. Fieldstock graduated from Broad College, and they are specialized in public research. In this article titled "They Didn't Give Him a Chance, Tamir Rice's Mom Blasts Cops Who Shot My Son," shows an example of one case of police brutality that took place in Cleveland, Ohio. Fieldstock uses credible sources for her quotes in the article, such as police statements and quotes from the victim's mother. And NBC also has a high factual rating on media bias fact check. All right. Another example of credible news source is the Washington Post. And in this article right here is called Fatal Force. And this gives credible information about statistics involving police shootings. Their statistics about police shootings are both factual and current, and their reports are biased in the topic. There aren't biased because in the article there are categories where they provide statistics for all races and genders. And one quote from the article, they did statistics about last year's shooting, and it was 987, and now it dropped by a little more than 100 deaths. Go ahead, Chris. Another example of why the Washington Post is credible is from the author, Ivan Reno, and he has a lot of experience working at the Washington Post in addition to the Associated Press and USA. And Moreno's article titled "Man Wants 1994 Murder Case Tossed" alleges police misconduct, where a man was convicted of murder because of police tampering with evidence and provided inaccurate ballistic report, and it was later found out that the police had in fact planted the gun on the victim. Washington Post also gains credibility from using the facts about the case without commentating or giving their opinions on the topic. And like I said before, they gain credibility through the author. Next one. All right, in closing, I would just like to say that it is important to provide credible news to the public, especially on the sensitive topics such as police brutality, because it exposes the wrongdoings of officers and lets the public be aware of how frequently this occurs. Thank you.